Hey, we're with Barbara McCutcheon, and she is the librarian, is that right?
Yes.
Is that your position here in Bonham?
Well, Director of Library Services.
Director of Library Services.
Sounds much more important, you know.
There you go. What are your daily responsibilities here?
I've made notes so I can remember exactly what I do. Most of mine is the daily thing, the running of the library, managing the personnel, ordering supplies, ordering those books, all those good things that we offer here in the library. That's basically my job, dealing with the people, working on programming for our children. Our children are our most important asset that we have, so we work with our children a lot and try different programming ideas for adults as well.
Well, that's good. So you're an employee of the city
Yes,
of Bonham.
I am. Yes, I am.
What was your very first job that you can remember you had that you got paid for?
I know exactly which job it was, and you're not going to believe it. I worked at the Dairy Mart here in Bonham. I think it's Mocheesy's now.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Nunley was my first boss.
Wow.
Wonderful.
I won't ask you how long ago that would be.
Long time ago.
Who do you count as your mentor? If you were looking at somebody that made an impression on you in your life, who would that be?
I thought of several people, really, and you have people that have impacted you all through your years. Mm-hmm. But when I first started working here at the library, the librarian in charge, Shirley Carter, she kind of mentored the way I did things. She would tell me some things not to do, and one of the most important, and I remember to this day, is when you're dealing with customers and they're very angry, they're very upset. She said, if they're jumping about 6 feet off the ground and you're being totally calm, who looks sillier? Mm-hmm. So she said, always keep that in mind. Don't talk in public. Don't argue with them in public. Say, I understand. We'll go to my office. We will discuss this. But it looks so much nicer if you're calm and they're just going crazy.
That's good. Well, it must have worked because you're still here and you've got a nice library.
Well, thank you.
Everything's going good. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be, Barbara?
Confidence. I have no confidence. I come up with ideas. I think, boy, this will work. This will be great. And then you think, no, I'm not thinking this thing through. I worry about looking silly, sounding silly. Did I use the wrong word, the wrong context, and I just have no confidence in that department.
Well, I think we all get that way sometime, but...
I'm a little more than the average bear.
All right. In your position, what do you consider the greatest opportunities here at the library?
Really, it's dealing with the people and helping them find the information they need. If I could be one thing, we probably, in library service, it would be a research librarian, because people come in and they'll ask you, do you know anything about so-and-so? And you think, well, God, what is that? You start thinking, you have to research it, you go look for it, you help them find it. Mm-hmm. Whether it be genealogy, people are researching their family histories. Sure. Dr. Freilich's mother came to visit us one time here in the library. She had been searching for her lost link in her family line. She went to my genealogy section. The first book she picked up, we heard this screaming coming from the genealogy room. She had found the missing link right here in Little Bonham, Texas.
So that's what it's all about, helping people.
It is, and it's wonderful. When a child sits down, they can't wait to get home to read their book. They sit down on the floor and start reading. Makes your heart just pound.
Well, that's just wonderful. Well, what about your greatest challenges here? What would you say the greatest challenges are?
Technology. To me, technology is, you can't keep up. It's just like we get new software and we think, boy, this is going to, last 2 months. Then you have to upgrade or get something totally new, or they found a problem with it, you can't use it. So keeping up and trying to be informed about what's out there. There's so many things out there, because people will come into the library and say, do you have the program so-and-so? And I say, what's that? So librarians don't know everything, but we can look it up.
You can look it up. Mm-hmm. Well, that kind of leads into this next question about technology, about how is it impacted you here at the library?
Immensely. I mean, in just the last, I will say 15 years. And that's really, I was librarian about 18 years ago. I became librarian. Before that, we had one computer, and we were doing our cataloging, making labels, to put on the ends of the books and that sort of thing. And the librarian at the time, she said, I don't want to learn how to do this. But, we saw that this is where everything is going. We're going to have to learn this whether we like it or not. Mm-hmm. Today, we can't live without it. People walk in the library and say, well, the computers are down. Sorry, I can't help you. But there's one thing, librarians, we have a lot of it in our head. We've done it so many years. We know where to look for information. You don't have to have that technology, but it sure makes it a lot faster if you do.
Well, that's good. And I think that's probably impacted all of us, regardless of what we do in life. Tell us something about yourself that most people don't know.
There's a whole lot of things. When I saw this, I thought, well, I have no secrets. My life is an open book. Mm-hmm. Open book. I thought I was being very humorous in that. But really, I collect things, a lot of things, and one of the biggest collections I have are children's Christmas books. Mm. I have over 200 children's Christmas books. Why? I don't have a clue. That's just what I do.
And are they here in the library or at home?
They're at home on the shelf. My husband says, what are you going to do with all those Christmas books? I read them. I get them out. And my grandchildren, of course, they're teenagers now. Sure. And they look through. They say, where'd you get this whole book?
Well, that's real neat. Well, one last question, Barbara. If you could have a different career, what do you think that'd be? I
know what it would be. Architecture. Restoration. Of course, everybody knows what I'm doing. I'm trying to get our courthouse restored. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's the most interesting thing in the world to go down in the basement and dig around where they were over 100 years ago. Right. And find little knick-knack things and find the architecture of the building are laying in pieces down there. You think, this is wonderful. And just to piece it all back together and make it beautiful again, I would be an architect.
Well, that's good. Well, you've done real good, and we want to thank you for taking your time to visit with us. And thank you for your services. You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.